Alright, so in this quick video, I would like to demonstrate two things. The first one is not really related to our tutorial series, but my girlfriend told me that I 100% should not have the laundry behind me while recording these tutorials, but I personally think that this scene sort of doesn't really make much difference if the tutorial content itself is good. So hopefully I'm going to be able to demonstrate that I can still teach you some Unreal skills while having these, non-standard items in my scene, I would say. So that's one thing. The second one, more important for you, is that I'm going to teach you how to add more layers to your game, to your level right here. So let's say that the tree over here, we have currently implemented it in such a way where it is behind our player character, just like all the other trees over here as well. But let's say for some reason in my scene I would like to have a tree that's sort of in front of my character so that when I run past it I sort of run behind it. Similar thing could be with like a body of water, so we're gonna add some water over here as well and also make our character hide behind it, because right now if I just go to our map, so 2D assets, map, and the tile map file, and I just zoom in and I just add some water over here. So first of all, I need to save, and I go back to the world, and if I play again and I run towards the water, the character is sort of in front of it, which in my opinion looks really odd. It might make sense in some scenarios, but I'm gonna fix it right here, just like the trees. So if I go back to the platformer map, I can go to the top right hand menu over here, which gives us the layers. We currently have just layer 1, which is the default one, but we can easily add new layers by clicking this button or Ctrl-Shift-N. Now the layers, in my opinion, are ordered a little bit weirdly because, the one that's the closest to you is the one that's on top of the list. So the layer 2 is the one that's closest to us. So I'm gonna name it foreground. And now if we choose it, I'm gonna go back to layer 1 and just delete the water over here. And let's say I'm gonna delete this tree over here. We're gonna also replace it with a tree on the foreground. And now I'm gonna switch back to the foreground layer, and I'm gonna add a little bit of water over here, and I'm gonna add a tree as well. So we sort of have a similar situation like before, just now on different layers, and you can actually check that by toggling the visibility. You can see that the water and the tree are on the foreground layer. Let me now save this and go back to our game and see if anything has changed. And unfortunately, it has not, even though these are different layers. And if you go back to the right-hand side menu over here, you can see that separation per layer is 4, which means that there are 4 units on the z-axis in between the layers. However, if I go back to the game and I just eject, just to show you what's happening, you can probably see that there indeed is a little bit of a gap between these two layers. So this is the foreground layer with the tree, and there is a little bit of a gap, and then there is the default layer with everything else. So what we have to do is to change this to a number that's smaller than where the foremost layer is located, which if we click on the map, we can see that it's 0. So I need to make this, for example, -1. If I click save and press play, now the character is correctly behind the foreground layer. But if I run over here, it still is in front of the foreground background layer. Now keep in mind that this workflow that I just showed you here is very useful when you're working with layers that are relatively close to each other and are all relatively close to your player character. If you want to create, for example, a parallax effect, which requires multiple layers of a sort of like a distant background, that would be done slightly differently, which is something that we're going to show in a different video. So subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Oh, and by the way, let me know in the comment section if my tutorial made sense despite my current weird setup. All right, take care.